Hey, Wonder Hussy here. Today I'm in a very strange place called Indian Springs. It's this weird little town on the 95 about 45 minutes northwest of Las Vegas. And it's noteworthy as being the home of Creech Air Force Base. Now, Creech Air Force Base is noteworthy because it's the place where they pilot all those drones out of, or they do those drone strikes in Yemen or wherever. All those drones are controlled by a bunch of dudes sitting on their asses in trailers right there behind me, blowing stuff up across the world. It's crazy. But there's a small town, kind of a blighted town, that sort of sprung up around it. But most of the guys who work at Creech Air Force Base live in Vegas and just commute up here. And I should know because I've dated a couple of them. And I used to really piss the one guy off. Because I would tell him, you're not in the Air Force, you're in the chair force. Because that's all he did, sit in a chair with a joystick in his hand and blow stuff up halfway around the world. Hey, what are you going to do? It's a 9-to-5 war. Okay, so the other interesting thing about Indian Springs was technically right outside Indian Springs, about 5 minutes up the road. There's this goddess temple. It's a temple to fertility and the divine feminine. I looked it up online, and I guess the story behind it is this woman, I guess from Las Vegas, was trying to get pregnant, and she was having a hard time. I don't know, she was older, her eggs were stale, whatever. She really wanted to have a baby. And she happened to be traveling in Egypt on vacation, and she saw a statue of the goddess Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet. It's Sekhmet. She's the Egyptian goddess of fertility. And so I guess this woman said a prayer to the goddess Sekhmet, like, oh, goddess Sekhmet, if you make me pregnant, I will build a temple in your honor in the desert in Las Vegas when I get back. Well, guess what happened? She got pregnant, and she was true to her word, and she built this temple out here in the desert in the middle of nowhere. And it's an amazing little temple. It's really cool. Look. I mean, first of all, it's made out of adobe, I guess. It's dedicated to the goddess of life. And on the inside, it's a little fire pit for doing like rituals, ceremonies. And then there's altars in each corner, right? To the different feminine deities, or goddesses, I guess. So this one here represents the kind of like the old world indigenous earth mother goddess, that the ancient peoples worshipped. The Native Americans, indigenous peoples everywhere, like old school. Then over here, this corner is dedicated to the Christian feminine deities, I guess. I don't know if you would call them deities. I'm not sure how Christians refer to saints. I think that's the Virgin of Guadalupe, Mary, all them good Christian goddesses, or I guess you wouldn't really call them goddesses. I don't know. And then over here in this corner, this is Sekhmet. It's kind of creepy. Sorry about the light. This is the goddess Sekhmet from Egyptian mythology, the one that she originally said a prayer to. I guess it was kind of like a lion goddess. Or lioness goddess. And then this one over here looks like kind of a shrine maybe to the Asian goddesses, right? There's like a Buddhist goddess. And then over here is a Hindu goddess. There's a Native American. I don't know. This one here is just kind of like everything else, I guess. And then look at this one. Wow. It's kind of creepy. It's like a Medusa goddess. I love it. That's really neat. So yeah, they have candles here. You can light a candle and say a little prayer. make an offering. I mean, if you're trying to get pregnant or just want good luck, whatever. I always like to stop by here on my way when I'm going north on the 95. Just stop here and say a little, I don't know if you'd call it a prayer, but, you know, Godspeed on my journey and be strong, be safe, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not a spiritual person at all, but I just think it's kind of cool to reflect and be grateful for what you have. And I don't know, these little rituals are kind of fun and comforting in a way, right? Look at the ground, too. All these little stones mixed in with little glass marbles, really pretty in this flagstone. And then check out there's the fire pit, but look up top, the ceiling. So cool, I love it. Sacred geometry, whoa. And then outside the temple, there's like grounds all around with little, like there's a little amphitheater there where you can have a ceremonial bonfire. They do a lot of ceremonies out here. I went to one called the Bone Dance once. I think it's like the day after Halloween or before Halloween. It's kind of like a Wiccan thing. They light this big fire in that fire pit there, and then everybody dances clockwise or counterclockwise, I can't remember, dances around it in a circle all night long, and chanting and singing until the sun comes up, and it supposedly, I guess, casts away the bad spirits of the previous year, something like that. It was a trip, man. I mean, these people were real witches and wizards, sorcerers. It was one of the most interesting events I've ever been to. People were drumming, singing. Here's the message board. They got all kind of positive female empowerment stuff written up here. Oh, look at this one. Women pay the price for the decisions made by men. That's kind of true. I mean, I've known some pretty violent women, but for the most part, women aren't really the ones who start wars. But hey, what are you gonna do? There's all these quotes about peace, love, no hate. I mean, it's kind of corny, right? Hippy dippy, but it's cool, man. I mean, why do we consider this kind of stuff corny? You know, what's so corny about peace, love, and understanding, right? Look, they're just so welcoming. Everyone's welcome. They don't care whatever you are. You know, look at this. One truth, many songs. Christ, Buddha, whatever. I don't even know who those people are, but look at this one. Satanist. I don't eat babies, I don't fly, I don't worship Satan, I don't have warts, and I'm not going to hell. But thanks for asking. Oh, I guess that's witchcraft. If you're a witch, it's not necessarily about the things you would think. I mean, I certainly found that to be true at that bone dance ceremony that I went to here. There was nobody sacrificing anything, bleeding out goats, whatever. People were just chanting and being peaceful and happy. You know, so this whole concept of witchcraft is, I guess, misunderstood. Look, there's a trailer there. That's where the watch person lives. I think there's a caretaker who lives out here, like a priestess, kind of looks after the place. I just think it's so surreal that this beautiful temple dedicated to fertility and life is right across the freeway from Creech Air Force Base, where they're basically dedicated to ending life and blowing stuff up. Huh. So kind of a strange dichotomy. But I guess you could argue that, you know, the guys over there are blowing up bad people and trying to preserve lives, right? Like save lives? I mean, it's not so black and white. I mean, depending on where you are on the political spectrum, I'm pretty lefty liberal. But, you know, what are you going to do? Just let Assad kill all the Syrians? You know what I mean? Like, it's complicated. Nothing's easy. Look back here. There's some more little offerings. I guess that's like an elephant made out of some kind of electrical conduit or something. Interesting. That must be a little thing for Ganesh. I didn't know Ganesh was a fertility god. Some kind of really long thing here. I can't even read it. This is just kind of like another little area here. Another little statue you can sit and quietly reflect. Anyway, I guess I should make an offering to one of the goddesses to keep me safe on my trip. So, let's see. I'll get some incense here that they so graciously provide. Let's see. Who do I want to make the offering to? Sekhmet, Mary. No, I'm going to go with the Old World goddess because that's my jam. This is the OG, the original goddess. Put this incense in here and light her up. Goddess, keep me safe on my journey. And by journey, I don't just mean going to Tonopah. I mean life in general. Awesome. Listen, I hope you guys didn't think this was too hippy-dippy or weird. I really like this place. And they're not doing anybody any harm out here, you know? Just a bunch of hippies in the desert, I guess. It's a really cool place, and if you're passing through, stop off sometime and say hello.